Greetings and thank you for taking the time out to review this training video. Your fiscal management team at the NUL seeks to assist you in all your compliance endeavors. We will monitor and provide you with feedback based on current federal and generally accepted accounting principles. Today we will review the current invoice reimbursement submission process. Our invoicing process is designed to create an efficient funding process while maintaining the absolute highest financial standards for monthly expenditures. Invoice documents that are received as a request for payment are reviewed in order to check for the proper compliance required by our funding sources. By accepting a federal grant, each affiliate agrees to comply with the applicable federal requirements. Each affiliate acknowledges that every submission is a statement to a government official, and every request for payment is viewed as a certification that the awardee is in compliance with all terms and requirements of such grant. Backup documentation for monthly expenses is reviewed in preparation for audits conducted by our funding sources. Each affiliate is responsible for the proper preparation of their monthly invoices, and our goal today is to provide information relative to the standard format required by NUL. Our internal payment processing consists of 5 major steps. We first provide a window of time for each affiliate to prepare an invoicing package based on the monthly expenditures for the current month. Second, we review each invoice submission for accuracy, budget alignment, and backup documentation. After we review, we send each affiliate information relative to the approval or rejection of certain requested funds. After all expenses have been approved and verified, we then forward each invoice for payment. After this submission, the total approved funds for the month are wired to each affiliate with a confirmation email stating all total funds wired. The proper present and format of monthly invoices will ensure a successful audit with minimal flags and warnings. Today we will discuss in detail the proper format of the physical monthly invoice submissions, with the 4 main sections being 1. The expense line, located on the front cover sheet. 2. The summary page for each budget line. 3. Backup documentation to support each expense within the summary page. 4. A copy of canceled checks or method of payment for each expense. This level of detail is necessary in order to reconcile the amount requested for reimbursement with the amount spent during each month. With all goals being met, we are able to provide a clear trail between all the levels of documentation. The calculation for the total expense must be shown clearly on the summary sheet. If expenses are spread across several programs, the percentage allocation to each must appear on the summary page. The figures must match the backup documents in level 3. Invoices, contracts, receipts, and other documents will match expenses as they are shown on the summary page. And finally, level 4 will show the payment method used. This total payment amount will tie into the backup documents, then back into the summary page in order to support the figures shown on the invoice cover page requested for reimbursement. Let's look at a sample invoice package. We will receive an invoice package from each affiliate monthly. This is sent by mail and begins the expense approval process. The first section of the package is the invoice cover sheet itself. This cover sheet should follow the same format provided at the beginning of the program period. After the invoice cover sheet are the summary pages by section. The package is separated by category and will correspond in order with the sections on the cover sheet. Each category will show a label explaining the corresponding line item on the cover sheet. Labeling each section in this manner allows the proper audit trail to support expenses shown on the cover sheet. As each section of the cover sheet comes under scrutiny, it is easily traced back to the supporting documentation. After the label comes the second major section of the package, which is the summary page. Each line item on the cover page containing more than one item must include a summary page showing the total calculation of the budget line item. This important step justifies the calculation. It's important to note that if a particular expense is spread across several programs, the summary page must show the total allocation across each program. Here is an example of the general sections of the summary page. The 3 main sections are the expense title, the allocation percentages and dollar amounts, and the total expense. The expense title will show the specific item purchased. The allocation section will show the percentage allocation of the expense. This allocation must remain consistent with the schedule provided in the initial grant approval. The next section shows the total expense for each item. This total will match the invoice or receipt of the item. And finally, the total expense will match the total line item amount shown on the invoice cover page. These internal controls will assist in a smooth approval process. The next section in the package will show the backup documentation for each expense. This will include copies of receipts, invoices, contracts, payroll registers, and other items. Each expense will require specific and detailed backup prior to approval. Absence of complete backup materials will result in delayed funding. For a complete list of the proper documentation to accompany each expenditure, see the documentation summary sheet included in the invoice submission manual. Hard copies of documents are kept in a secure location to adhere to general policies for document retention per company policy and government regulations. The final inclusion in each section of the package is a copy of the payment. It is recommended to include a copy of the payments as they are sent versus canceled check based on the time allowed for the submission of monthly invoices. Contents of email messages and any attachments are for the sole use of the intended recipients and may contain confidential information privileged to only NUL. These 4 items show the complete audit trail for all expenses incurred throughout the month and allows NUL to provide the proper justification for the drawdown of funds relative to each affiliate. If your organization is not currently complying with the OMB circulars, then you cannot request reimbursement. Then, what can be done? 1. Ask for an extension to submit invoices. And work with the NUL fiscal team to determine how each affiliate can come into compliance with the required documentation. Improper invoice packages will result in delayed reimbursement, a difficult audit process, denied expenses, audit flags, and may hinder future requests for funding. Contact your fiscal manager for assistance with these endeavors. We are available to assist you by phone or email. Feel free to reach out to us. Thank you and have a great day.